Well, let's try and understand this concept of Heikin-Ashi. We have been seeing candlestick charts, and now today we are going to see how to get through the chaos and how to ensure that we are able to go through the entire concept. Well, NeoTrader is having some technical difficulties at the moment, so hang on. Let's try and understand this concept, and then let's get into seeing how we can do these things better. But don't worry about it. Hang on and try and get this concept, because this concept is very, very fascinating. Heikin-Ashi is good morning, all of you. Good morning, all of you. Welcome to this live stream. We are going to be discussing about Heikin-Ashi. What does it really do, and how does it help us to understand the markets better, understand the trends better, and ensure that we do not get stuck. क्योंकि मार्केट में हमने देखा है कि काफ़ी बार हम पोजीशन ले लेते हैं और उसके बाद समझ में नहीं आता है कि करना क्या है, राइट? दैट्स व्हाट हैज़ बीन अ प्रॉब्लम फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस, बट देन डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. With Heikin-Ashi, you will be able to look at the markets in a much better way. Right, right. So now let's try and understand this concept first. Let's try and understand this concept first. So what you are seeing here is a candlestick chart, right? कैंडलस्टिक्स चार्ट देख रहे हैं और कैंडलस्टिक चार्ट्स में अभी लग रहा है कि यहाँ पर एक गैप डाउन हुआ है. ओके, वी हैड अ गैप डाउन एंड वी आर नाउ सीइंग अ रिकवरी, करेक्ट? सो यू आर हैविंग अ सीरीज ऑफ कैंडल, और जिन्होंने भी शुरू किया है योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ टेक्निकल एनालिसिस, यू हैव गॉट वेरियस काइंड्स ऑफ patterns and understanding that is getting into your mind. You got various kind of candlesticks pattern, and there are many types of candlestick pattern, but then when time comes to get to a conclusion, it becomes a little difficult. That is where another form of it's a variant of candlestick. Again, Heikin-Ashi is a variant of candlestick. Why? Because it is an average. All right, it is an average candle. So any tools or any indicator you will use with Heikin-Ashi will be very different. So please understand, don't put all the indicators or everything on a Heikin-Ashi chart and then see it in the same way, because the way the all the other indicators will get plotted will be very different. All right, so that is the basic understanding you should have of Heikin-Ashi. So now when you want to look at an Heikin-Ashi chart, all right, this is what is your normal candlestick chart. Now if you go and take a look and go to the settings here, so you will have something called as Heikin-Ashi. So this is what a Heikin-Ashi chart looks like. Okay, this is what a Heikin-Ashi chart looks like. And on an Heikin-Ashi chart, all right, you have got only three types of candle. All right, interesting, right? Only three types of candle. Either it's a small body candle, okay, or it's a long body candle green. Here the shadows play a different part. All right, they play a different role. So here, if the candle is green with the shadow on the way up, it continues to be positive. If it is a red candle, the shadow will be on the downside, as you can see here. So there are a series of green candles, there are a series of red candles, and there is a small body candle. Small body candle, like your understanding is there, it indicates a exhaustion. So we will get into the trend part a little bit later. But now let's try and understand what is this particular chart saying. I've just put a chart of Nifty for our understanding. Okay. So now you can see here that the entire move which has emerged. So whenever there is a small body candle, it is an indication that probably the trend is getting exhausted. And it also means that a new trend could emerge, right? It also means a new trend could emerge. So now when you're going to talk about a trend, okay, when you're going to talk about a trend, you got to understand that the trend can be either a new trend or a continuation, or it could be a exhaustion. And if the trend is continuing further, then it can be a confirmation. So basically there are four types of trend which is visible on a Heikin-Ashi chart, and it clearly helps us, okay? It clearly helps us to get a very good idea. So now what are you seeing here? You saw yesterday a small body candle, and now what did you see immediately? You saw immediately a Heikin-Ashi candle, correct? You saw immediately a Heikin-Ashi candle on this particular chart. So I put a 15-minute chart, and you can see here on a 15-minute chart, you are seeing a emergence of a fresh trend. Can you all tell me what kind of trend are we seeing now? Yeah, I've given you a basic understanding of Heikin-Ashi. We'll be getting more into the details. But then you guys are smart. You know what you are seeing on the charts. So what kind of trend are you seeing right now? You saw here that yesterday towards the end of the day, it took a pause. And now this particular candle, right? This particular candle is a red candle, correct? This particular candle is a red candle, and it is having shadow at the bottom. So on a 15-minute, the first 15-minute, right? The first 15-minute Heikin-Ashi candle says that there is a emergence of a bearish scenario, right? There is a emergence of bearish scenario. Very good. So yes, very good answer by all of you. There is emergence of a bearish scenario. So now if you're going to look into what's happening, okay, if you're going to look at what's happening, and if you want to look at what kind of action you should be taking, you should be looking at a negative frame of mind. But then mind you, you need to see whether this particular scenario is having a follow through. So now how can you expect a follow through? So once this candle close, all right, based on the candle close, if the prices travel lower, then you know that you are getting a follow through, right? So now a scenario is identified, but there is no clarity yet. So this way you will be able to see many such setups. Okay, now in every time frame, just like candlestick, the scenario will change. Now if I put a higher time frame, let's say on the daily, okay, on the daily, what do you see? Daily, there has been a continuous negative pressure. You can see here that over the last 4 trading sessions, there has been a pressure to the downside. If you were using Heikin-Ashi, you would have been short from last Friday, right? Last Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So last 3 days, the market has been trending down. You had a signal on Monday, then you had a follow through on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Heikin-Ashi takes out the noise from the system. I hope you are getting it. It takes out the noise from the system, and this way you are able to identify. Be any time frame player, you can use this Heikin-Ashi to a great extent, and that's how you are able to get very good opportunity, be it a intraday player or a multi-day player. Now again we go back to the 15 minutes. What do you see in 15 minutes? In 15 minutes now you are seeing a small body candle. So doji is a very frequently occurring scenario. You will see dojis on many occasions, and doji primarily represents a absence of trend or a lack of clarity. So when there is a lack of clarity in the trend, that's when you got to hold on. So whoever is thinking that चलो अभी निफ्टी नीचे आ गया है, मुझे शॉर्ट करना है, तो ज़रा सावधान रहिए, क्योंकि निफ्टी में yes there is a bearish scenario, but फिलहाल there is no follow through. So how many of you are able to relate with the lack of clarity which is existing in candlestick, but some bit of noise is removed from the entire system, and Heikin-Ashi helps you to align with the trend, right? So always the concept of follow through is very important. जब तक आप follow through पर गौर नहीं करेंगे, जिन्होंने भी short किया होगा वो अब सोच रहे हैं कि अभी करना क्या है. पोजीशन तो ले लिया सुबह सुबह. whoever likes to short at 9:15 are now finding that the market is against your position. I don't know how many of you have done that, but then my advice to you will be that wait for the first few minutes, find out exactly what the market is doing, And well, today, of course, the market is indicating a different kind of scenario. So when the market is indicating a different kind of scenario, you should always be waiting to see what exactly can happen. Can the market go sideways? Can the market recover from here? All these things are very critical as you are participating in the market, because without having clarity, okay, without having clarity, you will never be able to move ahead. So let's try and understand the concept of clarity. And well, we are seeing based on Heikin-Ashi that market is trying to rebound. So let's at the moment, let's take a look at the dashboard here. You can see here, this is the dashboard, and based on the dashboard, and if I put it from the open, okay, so at the moment dashboard is showing. What scenes are you able to see from the dashboard? Can you guys tell me? All of you are now well versed with the entire scenario, correct? So what do you see? What do you guys see from the dashboard? Yeah, what do you guys see from the dashboard? You see here that the markets, right? The markets are not as negative as we thought it would be. So this is the benefit of seeing the market from the open, right? This is the benefit of seeing the market from the open. And when you're looking at the market from the open, yesterday Dr. Reddy witnessed a sharp reaction. Now it's trying to rebound. You can see here Berger pains. You can see here. So let's go and take a look at the top names which are coming up. Okay, let's take a look at the top names which are coming up on the long side, because एडवांस डिक्लाइन रेशियो के हिसाब से लग रहा है कि थोड़ी बुलिशनेस है. तो हम हमारी हाइकिन-आशी अंडरस्टैंडिंग को इम्प्रूव करते हैं, और हाइकिन-आशी अंडरस्टैंडिंग को इम्प्रूव करते करते हमें और भी जानकारी मिलेगी कि काम कैसे करना है, करेक्ट? सो दैट्स द होल आइडिया. सो लेट्स ट्राई एंड इम्प्रूव आवर अंडरस्टैंडिंग, लेट्स ट्राई एंड इम्प्रूव आवर हाइकिन-आशी अंडरस्टैंडिंग, and let's see how can these particular charts help us to get some perspective. So okay, Biocon is the top gainer of the day. So now let me get into Biocon. Right, Biocon. So yes, so this is the chart of Biocon, right? आप सबके सामने Biocon का चार्ट है, और Biocon के चार्ट से क्लियर है कि Biocon में एक strong upward drive है. This is a 15-minute chart, right? This is a 15-minute chart. You can see here that initially it was sideways, and there were some bullish momentum, there were some bearish momentum, and finally yesterday you got a bullish momentum in Biocon. Yes, it did get into a sideways phase, and now you can see here that it had given you an indication yesterday itself, right? It had given you an indication yesterday itself, and this is how you can know exactly how to participate, because यहाँ पर जो confusion थी वो confusion चली गई, right? Now let's take a look at the next stock which is here, right? Okay, let's take a look at some less of IEX. Let's see what is IEX on the charts. Yes, can you all tell me what is happening in IEX? Yes guys, come on, I want you guys to participate. What is happening in IEX? Yeah, what's happening in IEX? Can you all tell me? Yes, IEX went through a sideways phase, right? IEX went through a sideways phase, and now you are seeing that after going through the sideways phase, it is the upside, and you can see here that a nice same long body candle concept will continue to remain. Long body candle concept will continue to remain as part of this entire scenario, and you can see here that a move above its recent consolidation around 179 is prompting us a buy opportunity. Yes, very rightly said Sandeep, with volume. So volume भी दिख रहा है यहाँ पे, और इस पे एक अच्छा मोमेंटम भी दिख रहा है, And if you take a look, there was a consolidation over the last 3 days. The last decline was on the 6th, and after the 6th, there has been a steady push to the upside. So you can see that the momentum is now witnessing. So this offers us a very good opportunity, and I would definitely be a buyer in IEX. It's a good momentum stock, or after 3 days of consolidation, it's showing an inclination to go up. So it would definitely be a very good candidate. How did I find this out? I went here, I went to the dashboard, and once I went to the dashboard, I took a look at what's happening, and you can see here that markets were expected to be bearish based on the overseas cues, लेकिन उसके बाद जो रिवर्सल देखा है हमने, right, we saw on the Heikin-Ashi charts also. So the overall perspective continues to be yes. So the whole objective is that how can we find out that a particular stock is going to move. So now let's try and find out some emerging stock. So I would like to have you suggest some stocks. Let me see fastest finger first. I'll take up the first 3 stocks on the bullish or bearish side, और उस पर हम गौर करेंगे, डिस्कस करेंगे कि हाइकिन-आशी सेटअप को कैसे समझा जाए, राइट. So it will help us to get better clarity on the entire subject, because right now we are seeing how to look at the Heikin-Ashi chart, because Heikin-Ashi is a very powerful way to look at the markets. And when you are participating in the market, Heikin-Ashi gives you a very very good edge because it removes the noise. We have already seen that when we put it on the entire Nifty basket, we were able to take a very good look at how we should not be remaining on the short side because we are not getting a follow through. That's the whole idea, how to ensure that you don't get stuck on the wrong side. That's the whole objective. So yes, let me take a look at something. Oro Pharma. So let's take a look at Oro Pharma. Yes, we already initiated a position in IEX, Oro Pharma. Okay. So looks like the pharma sector is up and running. Yes, you can see here that yes, there has been a base formation at 514, and now there is a movement seen in Oro Pharma. But then what's happening in Oro Pharma is that right in the morning there were shadows on both sides. When there is shadows on both sides, okay, when there is shadows on both sides, it creates some confusion. Okay, it creates some confusion. So it's best that you try and look at how to participate in a trade where there are no shadows on both sides, right? Like you saw in Biocon. Biocon, there was no shadows on both sides. It made it very very easier. Okay, let's take a look at Maruti. I like a 15-minute chart when you are trading intraday because it really helps us to get a perspective. Okay, well, Jaykumar, good one. Maruti, you can see here Maruti has been on a steady rise, correct? And then you can see here that after some hesitation you get a very good confirmation, right? The trends took some rest here, and then now you can see that these two candles that are getting formed, okay, these two candles that are getting formed is an indication that the trends are aligned to the upside. And you can see here that the move from 7500 to 8000 has been a steady one, but then at no point in time you got an indication that yes, there is going to be a reaction. And yes, there was a reaction here. You can see here there was a sell-off yesterday, which was you can see here this is the morning candle. But what did not happen in the morning candle? Can you guys tell me? Can you guys tell me what did not happen in the morning candle? Yeah, can you tell me what did not happen in the morning candle? Yeah, in the morning candle, what did not happen is the follow through. What did not happen was the follow through, and there was no follow through to the downside, and it quickly reversed. So that's where Heikin-Ashi helps you. Heikin-Ashi helps you to stay away. You know, it helps you to stay away from the noise, because many times when you are going to use a candlestick, right? When you're going to use a candlestick, sometimes you get very close to the noise. Okay, you sometimes you get very close to the noise, and as a result, you end up taking some impulsive decision, right? You take some impulsive decision, and that becomes a challenge. So Heikin-Ashi helps you to get into the concept. It helps you to get into the concept, and it helps you to stay with the trend. And well, if you want to decide your stop loss or target, for that you can always use many other tools. For setting stop loss and targets, there are many other tools. But what Heikin-Ashi helps you with is it helps you to stay in alignment with the underlying trend in that stock. The underlying trend could be bullish, bearish, or range bound. You want to know what is the kind of situation the stock is going through, then Heikin-Ashi will do that for you. That's the beauty of Heikin-Ashi, and you can see here that Heikin-Ashi helps you to stay in alignment with the trend. So you want to know what is the underlying trend right now the stock is going through, then Heikin-Ashi will do that for you. Okay, let's go and take a look at the next stock here. What is happening? Let's go and take a look at the markets. Market continues to hold a fort, and pharma sector is doing a little bit. You can see here again the oil and gas space, right? The oil and gas space. And yesterday, Coal India, yes, someone has also mentioned Coal India. I think Chinmay has mentioned Coal India. So let's go and take a look at Coal India. Coal India did well yesterday. It moved quite well. So let's check out what Coal India is saying. Yes, you can see here that Coal India witnessed in yesterday's session, it witnessed a sell-off, and then once this sell-off happened, you can see here that there was a follow-through, long body candle, and then there was a small body candle here, which said that this trend is probably getting. So you can see here, either there is a long body candle green, or there is a long body candle red, or there is a small body candle. So that's how you can participate. And when you start participating in such clarity, okay, when you start participating with such clarity, it makes it very, very easy. It makes very easy for what? It makes it very easy to look at the markets in a much better way. So that's the whole idea, like how to participate in a trended stock. So can you all tell me what position have you taken? Yeah, can you all tell me what position have you taken right now? Yeah, can you tell me what position are you taking right now? Okay, are you taking a long? Are you taking a short? If there is a follow through, there is quite a possibility that you will be able to take an action. But the whole objective is how to participate, right? The whole objective is how to participate. So now when you are getting a long body candle and then you are getting a follow through to the long body candle. So ये है body उसका, ये body के आगे अगर चल रहा है तो मतलब आप participate कर सकते हैं. Okay, Ganesh says IEX long, Rajiv says Biocon long, awesome. Kirit, multi-day IEX long, awesome. Yes, Kirit, good to see that you have been using our live stream quite well. Glad to know that. My team says that you have been very participative. Thank you, everyone. So now the whole objective of this live stream is to give you a clarity on how to participate in the market, how to check out the setup. Now, if you want to know what kind of trend a stock is going through, then Heikin-Ashi would be a very good one. Okay. So Jay Kumar says IEX and Maruti long. So all of you, right, market open negative, but then all of those who are there on the live stream are on the long side, right? That's the benefit of Heikin-Ashi. Let's again go and take a look at Nifty. Okay, Nifty पर जाकर देखते हैं कि अब Nifty कर क्या रहा है. Okay, let's take a look at Nifty कर क्या रहा है. Okay, let's take a look at Nifty. Okay, तो अभी Nifty को देखते हुए what is your opinion? निफ्टी को देखते हुए व्हाट इज योर ओपिनियन, व्हाट डू यू गाइस फील? अभी क्या करना चाहिए निफ्टी में, और निफ्टी में हो क्या रहा है? बिकॉज वी वांट आवर लाइव स्ट्रीम टू बी अ टू वे, वी वांट आवर लाइव स्ट्रीम टू बी डिफरेंट, we want our live stream to be different and we want that all of you interact with us, क्योंकि इसमें और मज़ा आएगा, आपको भी समझेगा और हमें भी समझेगा कि आपको क्या समझ रहा है. दैट्स द होल आइडिया, दैट्स द होल आइडिया. ओके Kirit sideways. Okay, what about this? Come on, I want everyone to participate. I don't want you all to be just watching, you know, this is not your Amazon or Netflix. I want you guys to participate. Wait करना चाहिए अर्जुन, absolutely right, in Nifty. But then there are other setups which are moving, right? There are other setups which are moving. So yes, you can see here that IEX is now leading the table. We have initiated along in IEX. और कौन से स्टॉक पर ध्यान दे सकते हैं? Come on guys, all of you are having certain facility. Okay, all of you are having certain facility. So let's try and find out which other stock is looking good. Come on, I want all of you to hit on your chart. You can go here, you can go into NeoTrader and go on to the chart section. यहाँ पर जाकर देखिए कि कौन से चार्ट पर हम काम कर सकते हैं एंड मेंशन ऑन द चैट बॉक्स लाइक द स्टॉक नेम. ओके, मेंशन द स्टॉक नेम and then mention that this is what I will be doing. Okay, mention the stock name and say that this is what I'll be doing. What do you mean by this is what I'll be doing? Like for example, you can say IndusInd Bank I'll be going long, right? IndusInd Bank I'll be going long, Bajaj Finserv I'll be going long. Or you want to say something else, you want to say Apollo Tyre I want to go short, no problem. But give me a name and then say I want to do long or short. Whoever is going to write, I am going to take a look at their stock so that your understanding of Heikin-Ashi will go up much further. Okay, so Ambala Vanan says Vaibhav Global long. Okay, let's go with that first. Let me go with that. Vaibhav Global. As default, I am retaining only 15 minutes. Wow, superb. Very good setup. Very good setup. Yes, it crossed the previous day high as well. Yes, this is a very good selection. Very good selection. Take a stance. Ganesh, take a stance. Say that I will take long on X stock. No problem. I don't want the levels. I just want to see whether you are able to catch the trend. Because Heikin-Ashi is about catching the trend, right? It's about catching the trend. Levels तो आपके लिए काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें हैं, पिवट वगैरह जो बाकी वीडियोस में हमने कवर किया है, CPR वगैरह है वो कल डिस्कस किए. आज हम ट्रेंड, एग्जॉशन ऑफ ट्रेंड, इसके बारे में डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. तो इसके बारे में डिस्कस करते वक्त आपका अंडरस्टैंडिंग होना चाहिए. That is the whole objective. Don't tell, okay, be very specific. Pratap, say SBI Life, what are you going to do? Like Ashok has said, Sipla short. Be very clear, because market में clear रहने के बाद भी पैसा जा रहा है. अगर आप clear नहीं रहेंगे तो और भी पैसा जाएगा आपका. Just don't say Sipla, say Sipla short. Okay, let's say Sipla. Okay, you want to short Sipla, right? There is a call on Sipla short. Why would you be shorting Sipla? How many of you agree कि Sipla short करना है? How many of you agree कि Sipla short करना है? Yeah, how many of you agree कि Sipla short करना है यहाँ पे? अगर आप Heikin-Ashi, if you see, okay, if you see Heikin-Ashi and if you are looking at the chart of Sipla, you will see that it has made a base around 962, and after making a base at 962 the prices are trying to revive, correct? So abhi prices are trying to revive and you can see here that it is making a long body candle. लॉन्ग बॉडी कैंडल बना के शैडो ऊपर की तरफ है, उसके बाद दूसरा कैंडल बना है, वहाँ पर भी शैडो ऊपर की तरफ है। सो इसका जो सिनेरियो है वो आपको कह रहा है कि यहाँ पर आप लॉन्ग करना चाहिए, राइट। सो नाउ देयर हैज़ बीन अ मूव अप, you should continue to participate here, but okay, there is a but in this. Sipla should be looked at it from a bullish side. This is one scenario. What is the other factor? Can you all tell me? What is the other factor which is favoring Sipla? The entire pharma sector. Okay, the entire pharma sector is doing well. So if the sector is on the bullish side today, please understand sector rotation is something very important. Never forget sector rotation. Metals may be weak, but on certain days metals will be positive. So on that day, don't go and short. Okay, don't make any bravado trades. See if it is reaching some certain resistance, certain meaningful resistance, and then you can short. But otherwise, just don't short because it has been weak for a while. Now pharma is up, so Sipla could go up. So what could be those levels to watch out for? You could take a small position once it crosses this particular zone, and if you take more data into play, तो आप देखेंगे कि at this particular level, okay, at this particular level, it is having a very good resistance. So if this resistance level is crossed, it is crossing actually a multi-day resistance zone. So it will be like a nice channel breakout. So it would give you a very good opportunity for an intraday or a multi-day play. That's how you are supposed to see the charts. And Heikin-Ashi will give you that perspective. How many of you are clear? Are you able to understand? That's how you have to use Heikin-Ashi. आप देख रहे हैं कि सिप्ला is making a base and is showing a movement up. Okay. Now, all right, let me go to some oil and gas space. GAIL long. So when you want to go long or short, everyone please take a look at what is happening in the market. What is happening in the market? Market after the initial gap down has stabilized. Correct? So now you want to know कि कौन से stock में trend है. देखिए IEX is moving up, right? We're taking a position in IEX. IEX is the top gainer. So this way you can participate and you can make money. The objective is keep participating and keep money. So now there's a question asking, can we short Can Bank? Chinmay, you have to say whether you want to short Can Bank. Take a stand. Take a stand. I want everyone to take a stand. So let me go to first GAIL and M&M. Okay, GAIL and M&M. GAIL and M&M coming up. And after that, we will go to Can Bank. But then you got to tell me whether you want to short. Take a stand. You're not even taking a trade. You're just taking a stand. Yes, GAIL has been doing well and GAIL looks encouraging. Oil and gas space is positive. Yes, GAIL is a good opportunity to go long. M&M. And why does it going long? Because you can see a simple Dow theory, higher high, higher low. So in terms of your candlestick also it is complying. And of course Heikin-Ashi is a variant of candlestick. And if you see long body candle, it is clearly a signal of a trend. And now if you see long body candle green, it's good on the upside. If you see long body candle red, it's good on the downside, right? That's how you got to keep it. You got to keep it simple, and the more simple trading becomes, that much easier it is to make money. Correct? So now let's go to M&M here. Mahindra and Mahindra. Okay, so Mahindra and Mahindra. If you take a look at Mahindra and Mahindra, yes, you can see here that yesterday there was a correction. Again, there is an attempt to go up. But then what you are noticing here is that around these areas, okay, at higher levels, there is some bit of congestion. So we should be waiting for this congestion to clear. So yes, there is some positive. Yes, there is some positivity here. But then we are looking at some kind of movement to the upside. Now let's go and take a look at Can Bank. Okay, so there is a question on Canara Bank. Yes, so when you take a look at Canara Bank, what do you see? Yes, friends, what do you see? What do you see in Canara Bank? Okay, yeah, we'll take a look at ICICI also, but what do you see in Canara Bank? In Canara Bank, you can see here that there is a long body candle. There is a long body candle in Canara Bank, and the entire move is seeing to be heading to the downside. Okay, the entire move is heading to the downside. So it's clearly evident that the bearish pressure continues. Correct? How many of you are able to see this? The bearish pressure continues. So Chinmay, you got to take a stand. That's what I said. You got to take a stand. So right now I am looking at a 15-minute chart. Now if you take a look at a higher time frame in Can Bank, what do you see in Can Bank? That was an intraday chart. So what do you see in Can Bank? Yeah. What do you see in Can Bank? In Can Bank, you are seeing a small body candle, right? In Can Bank on daily chart, you are seeing small body candle. So what does this mean? It means that the price which has gone up, okay, the price which has gone up is now becoming a small body. So these are signs that this particular trend is getting exhausted. Okay, this particular trend is getting exhausted, and as a result, okay, as a result, you will have challenges in maintaining your long position. Okay, that's the whole idea. You will have challenges in maintaining your long position. So you have to be careful as you are participating, because the overall scenario on the daily charts continues to be pressured. So अगर आपका long position है Can Bank में, this would be a good time to reduce it or maybe exit it and wait for a move above these levels. That's how you should be looking at this particular chart if you are having a multi-day position. So how many of you feel that Heikin-Ashi से हम काम कर सकते हैं, ट्रेंड के बारे में समझ सकता है और अच्छी तरह समझ में आता है कि अभी हो क्या रहा है? How many of you feel that? Okay. Now again, let's go and take a look at what the market is doing. You can see here the market continues to be struggling. There is absolutely no clarity at the moment, right? There is absolutely no clarity at the moment. Many of the stocks are in a sideways phase. You can see here that majority of the stocks are in a sideways phase. This is from the Nifty FNO basket. Now, if you change the universe, right? If you change the universe to Nifty 500, जहाँ पर और ज़्यादा stocks हैं, तो वहाँ पर of course you will see a bigger or a little bit thicker band of green, and there are all these stocks. So let's take a look at some some mid cap stocks, some small cap stocks, and find out how to participate. Okay, how can we participate and how can we do it better? Now you can see here that these are so many, there are many names emerging here, and we can take up any of them. Okay, we can take up any of them and ensure that we are able to get a good setup here. So now if you see Nifty, this is a scenario in Candlestick, but then now if I put Nifty here once again, I'm keeping on showing you Nifty because that's what we started with. Daily continues to be under pressure, and in 15 minutes you can see here that the move did happen, but then it gave up. So there was no clarity here. It's just that there was a brief rest and then it's once again resumed its bearish scenario, right? So आपको दिख रहा है कि यहाँ पर जो lack of clarity है, lack of clarity या doji, which is quite prominent in a Heikin-Ashi setup. Okay, doji is the most prominent because most of the time a trend never continues for a while. Okay, a trend never continues for a while. The trend takes a break and then it resumes. Either it resumes, which is a continuation, or it will give you a reversal, right? We'll be discussing about this more in detail. Okay, how to identify it quickly, how to get into the right kind of approach. All right. So, but till then, you just try and get a glimpse of what is happening and how you can get a handle on Heikin-Ashi. Okay, let's now check out some cash stocks. Okay, let's check out the stock which has been doing well today. It is called as LG Equipments. So you can see here that this counter was in a sideways phase at the start of this month. And then once it moved above its previous highs, once it moves above its previous highs, it has been doing quite well. You can see here that there has been a steady move. This is on intraday, correct? It's on intraday, and there has been steady volume which is emerging here, and this volume, of course, is not sustaining, but then you can see here there is decent volume which is holding on and holding on to the prices. Now the same thing if I put it to the daily chart. Okay, if I put it to the daily chart, you can see here that the move has been quite good. So for those who are looking from a multi-day or positional perspective, the thing is that you don't know how long you should be holding on to a particular stock, right? That's one of the biggest challenges. But Heikin-Ashi helps you to do that in a much better way. And you can see here that the entire move that you are seeing here has been really fantastic. It helps you to identify reversal, you know when the trend is changing, and it removes the noise. Okay, it removes the noise from your analysis, from your thinking, and that makes it very easy for a trader to participate. Okay, you can see here that the entire move, once it is reversing, is about to cross its high which was formed in Feb. So it has reached its February highs, and you can see that the stock is on a steady way to the way up. How will you know when a stock is shifting? You can only know when the noise is removed from the system. That's the whole idea. So which stocks are you trading now? Can you guys tell me what trades have you taken? What profits have you booked? Yeah, guys. How have you been using Heikin-Ashi today? Every day a new flavor. Today we are discussing about Heikin-Ashi, and we're showing you how you can use Heikin-Ashi better. Let's take a look at again from the oil and gas space. Oil India has been on the boil, and especially over the last few days it has done exceedingly well. It has been a very slow mover, but then of late, with a strong reaction in the oil and gas space, you can see here that it's crossed a multi-week high at around 250, and it's gone up by almost 25%. So it's a very good move. You can see here that a very strong move, and until there is no signs or no small body, you can look to participate in this stock. Of course, now if you're going to participate, your risk to reward ratio will be quite different. So keep on observing, keep on watching this space. All right. Okay, some of you are participating in gold, some of you are participating in Lupin. Awesome, very good. So now let's take a look at the stock which we had observed. Let's see if there is some profit booking scenario which is emerging. Okay, it's not this. Indian Energy Exchange. Okay, you can see here on 15 minutes, right? You can see here that this stock has also gone up by 1%. So you can see here that when you are having the right kind of approach, right? When you're having the right kind of approach, you will be able to participate in a steady manner. Let's also take a look at Cipla. We said that Cipla should be looking to head up. Is it given as an opportunity? No, it did not give a follow through about this. Yes, and right now there is no clarity for short either, so we should preferably stay away. So let's look at some short candidates which are emerging. And when you take, you have to go all the way down, and these are the stocks: iBull Housing, AU Bank. So let's take a look at these names. Okay, there has been a split here, but let's go with something from the cash side. Oh, this is a very good setup. So those who were wondering how to identify bearish, this is a very good example. You can see here that there was lack of clarity, and then there some clarity emerged, and today since morning the push to the downside has been quite clear. So 15-minute charts gives us very good idea. Okay, so yes, somebody had taken cams, very good, Kirti. Now let's take a look at iBull Housing. Again, a very active counter. Yes, again steady bearishness, you're getting a follow through, and the entire scenario is heading to the way down. Yes, Joshi, this is not a recommendation live stream. I am sharing with you how to look at the Heikin-Ashi, how to look at various kinds of setup. This is not in our live stream, we do not recommend anything. It's up to you to take a particular scenario. So the entire decision of taking any trade based on the live stream is up to the choice of the viewer. So the whole objective of this live stream is to educate you. It's purely from an educational perspective. I hope you understand the purpose of this live stream. So the objective is how you can read every concept better. We keep discussing various concepts in our live stream, and that's the objective. There is no recommendation and there is no obligation for you to take any of these trades. So people who are already using our NeoTrader, they know how to navigate it. So you can use various pages. Today, of course, NeoTrader is having certain technical issues, but then it happens. It's a software. So just like humans need a break, sometimes software also takes a break. So don't worry, we'll be back on, and you will be informed about it in the relevant groups. All right. Yeah, that is a marking which talks about the pattern. That's it. That's a marking which talks about the pattern on the chart. Parvinder, I hope I gave you some clarity. So let's take a look at some more charts. Markets continue to be in a range bound scenario क्योंकि markets में फिलहाल कोई movement नहीं है. Today is a weekly expiry, so we should continue to have an open mindset and wait for the market to stabilize. Yesterday the RBI policy was out, and the market is trying to decode the RBI policy and see what it can do to take the entire market scenario better. But as we are looking at the markets continue to offer very limited opportunity. So it is very important that you take a look at a stock in greater detail and ensure that whatever trend you are participating in, keep your expectations smaller and keep your expectations lighter, because markets are not going to stretch for a very long time on either side. So keep booking profits if you see them, and also maintain a stop loss. Give some room for the stocks to move, so that whenever the stocks are participating, okay, whenever the stocks are participating, whenever they are giving you a trend, it you give them some time, space, some space to breathe. If you give a very tight stop loss, आपका स्टॉप लॉस हिट हो जाएगा और फिर आपका आपने जो ट्रेड लिया है उस दिशा में स्टॉक चलेगा, बट लेकिन आप उस ट्रेड में नहीं रहेंगे। तो ऐसे समय पर आपको स्टॉक्स पे थोड़ी स्पेस देनी चाहिए, थोड़ी रूम देनी चाहिए, और एक वाइडर स्टॉप लॉस के साथ काम करना चाहिए। सो इफ़ यू वांट टू हैव अ वाइडर स्टॉप लॉस, दैट मीन्स यू हैव टू allocate more capital. If you have to allocate more capital, that means you have to take lesser number of trades. So this kind of arithmetic will keep changing as per the situation of the market. So now when the market scenario is changing, and when you want to know what kind of activity, what kind of trend the stocks are in, that's where the topic which I'm discussing today, which is your Heikin-Ashi, comes very, very handy, right? So all of you have got some good idea about what's happening. So we'll be connecting with you all again, and we'll be sharing with you how you can do this entire concept of Heikin-Ashi in a much better manner in our next live stream. Till we meet you again, thank you all for joining me in this live stream. I hope you got some idea, and I'm sure that all of you will be able to interact with the market, will be able to understand the market in a much better way by using the concepts which we have discussed. We will take the concepts which we have discussed, and we will move it along further and see how to do it in a much better manner in our next live stream. Till we meet again, thank you so much for joining me on this live stream. If you have got any comments, if you have got any feedback on any particular stock which you have taken, you can put it on the chat. And if you liked what we discussed today, leave a like on our video, and also subscribe to our channel if you're watching it for the first time, because this kind of exciting content is not available anywhere on the internet. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.